I'm the only one that's been saying shit. Tank know to keep his mouth closed when it comes to me.
Gervonta Tank Davis got a fight coming up with Roach Jr., as we all know. It's not a fight that we was checking for, but it's a fight nonetheless. But there's been another guy from the DMV area by the name of Gary Antoine Russell that has some things to say about Gervonta Tank Davis. It's your boy, Mr. 926, a.k.a. Bushido the Dragon, a.k.a. the Black Mage, a.k.a. I can just do this all day, the two-time demonetized champion of the world.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Smash the like button.
Check it out, man. Gervonta Tank Davis, he seems to have a lot of smoke for boxing fans. And as you can see on the screen here, one of the fans been critiquing Gervonta Tank Davis's resume, his opponent selection, him actually moving up in weight and proving to the world that he's great. But this particular fan here says, quote, Gervonta Tank Davis will turn 30 in about 2 weeks, and the MF has the resume of a child. And Tank Davis claps back viciously by saying, now let's talk about how you finish school and all that for you to work for someone and how they dictate when you wake up and go to sleep. LOL. I'll pick my life over your life any day, loser. End quote. So Tank Davis isn't too fond of fans critiquing his opposition selection. And Roach, man, for what it's worth, he's been receiving a lot of flack himself just because he's just an opponent for Tank that really nobody really was checking for. But it's not Roach's fault that Tank Davis decided to pick him. And honestly, I hope Roach really makes the best of this opportunity that's given to him.
Oh, Gary, that Gary shit.
Ain't worried about that shit, man.
Hell yeah, I told your father about that shit. He ain't worried about that shit, man. He said fuck that spot.
Nah, for real. Niggas beneath me don't got no business even in my conversation.
At all.
I'm a champion. Where you at?
The only champion in the DMV at 130.
The only champion this season. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Keep doing your thing.
On the bigger and better things. December 14th, buy the pay-per-view. If you're not there, buy the pay-per-view. Y'all want to see me become a two-division world champ, two-time world champ.
Say that again and get ready for the rematch.
Yes. Get ready for the rematch.
But Gary Russell Jr. has some things to say, right? And Gary Russell must have been doing a lot of talking. He must have said some things about Roach that opted Roach to say, Gary, I'm a champion. Where are you at now, right? Where are you at now? Look at where you at in your career and look where I'm at. But Gary Russell Jr. had this to say about Gervonta Tank Davis.
Tank, I know that there's been a lot of rumblings in social media that you want that fight. Y'all went back and forth. You wanted that fight for a few years now.
We never went back and forth. I'm the only one that's been saying shit. Tank know to keep his mouth closed when it comes to me. He don't say too much.
And after hearing what Gary had to say, Gary has been pressing Tank for years now. He has been pressing for a Tank fight for years. He's been saying this and that, talking about Floyd protecting him. He said a lot of things over the years that you would think that Tank Davis would be itching, even at this point of Gary's career, to get his hands on Gary for some of the things that he's been saying. Gary Russell Jr. has a very sharp tongue. And unfortunately for Gary, we haven't seen much of Gary in the ring. One may say Gary, it's at the end of the road for Gary Russell Jr. A smaller fighter. He's getting up in age now, and he's been out of the ring for quite some time now, right? He seemed to be having, I don't know if it's promotional company or management issues. Whatever the case may be, Gary Russell Jr. has been on the outside looking in, and since the passing of the Russell's father, he has taken the lead role of training him and his brothers. But Gary Russell Jr. has yet to really get a significant fight. It's been a long time since we've seen Gary Russell Jr. in a significant fight. And one may say the only significant fight he's been in was that fight with Lomachenko years and years ago, before Lomachenko became the pound-for-pound, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. This was long before that. So, yeah, Gary Russell Jr., one may say the sport could have possibly passed him by at this point. And I don't know, right? He seems to be really, he just kind of pulls Tank's coat, right? Tank Davis don't want no smoke with Gary Russell Jr. Even now, he don't seem to want no smoke. And you would think that if there's going to be fighting anybody from the DMV area, it could be a guy like Gary Russell Jr., right? Gary Russell Jr. has been talking about coming up to lightweight to face certain guys, but it has gone on deaf ears. Gary Russell Jr. has been, for a majority of his career, he has been it has been very difficult for him to get anybody of note in the ring to face him. So, yeah, that fight against Mark Magasayo, the last time I actually remember him in the ring, honestly, and that's a fight that he won with one arm. He injured his arm in the fight, and I believe he outboxed the shit out of dude with one arm. But we haven't seen much of Gary since, man. So, yeah, and Tank Davis got a fight coming up with Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is a really good fighter. Shakur Stevenson comes out and says that, look, Lamont Roach ain't Frank Martin. So, I don't know. Frank Martin, Lamont Roach probably got more experience than Frank. And if you want to compare a common opposition, Lamont Roach looked it better against Hector Garcia and actually stopped them in a more impressive fashion than Gervonta Tank Davis did. That don't mean it's going to always translate into the next fight, but we're going to see how this fight actually plays out. Tell me what you guys think. Gervonta Tank Davis got a lot of smoke for fans, but he has no smoke for Gary Russell Jr. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.